What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and Leeds United give us a present that has been received in a very mixed way. Let me just say that. Before I get into it, please hit the like on the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, drop your comments on what's been discussed today in this video. And yeah, I mean, listen, let's just get straight into it because I was not expecting to do a video before Christmas. There was nothing I was expecting to see, barring maybe a left back signing that would have been wrapped up for January 1st. That would have been nice to see. But we were given some different kind of news, weren't we? And I needed to sleep on it before I gave my opinion because it was out the blue. Now there's other contract. A player has signed a new contract, and that is Diego Llorente. His previous deal was up in 2024, which would have taken him up to 31 years old, but he's now extended his contract until 2026 when he'll be 33. Now, when I say that this was out the blue for me, if Forshaw or Ayling had signed a new contract, I'd have been very disappointed, but it wouldn't have been a shock for me, especially with all the propaganda the Leeds United official accounts have been putting out for these guys lately. But this one was surprising. This one was very, very surprising for a whole host of reasons for me. And let me go back to the start of that. When Llorente first signed, and I'll be transparent. I was a big supporter of Llorente. I thought he had way more positives than negatives. I thought he was, in terms of getting on the ball and trying to make things happen, he's definitely one of the most progressive defenders at the club in terms of passing. But it hasn't gone so well lately. It hasn't gone so well lately. And to get an extension on your contract at his age and where he is currently in his Leeds United career is just very surprising for me. The only thing I can think of is maybe that this club's interested and maybe Leeds United want to get the maximum value possible in the summer. But I get the feeling he'll be here next season. So that can't be it. Is there something that we can't see as Leeds United fans? Maybe. But let's try and break this down. Because Diego Llorente, for me, like I said to you, I thought he was good. Erratic, yes, of course, he that's plain to see. He's erratic, but I thought he was good, especially when he first arrived. But there was a period last season where both he and Pascal Struijk both lost their confidence, and that was when we were getting hammered weekly. And it's easy to see why you lose your confidence, and that's fine. As you've seen, Pascal Struijk has recovered. He's now one of our best performing defenders, and thankfully he signed a new deal, which was received much better than this news, from just what I've read. So in the comments, I need to know how you guys feel as well, my subscribers on this channel. But Llorente hasn't picked up his confidence in the way that Pascal has. And Llorente also doesn't have the rope that other defenders do here. We saw early in the season, Llorente had a couple of shocking performances, and he was taken out the team. Liam Cooper was brought back in. And Liam Cooper then has had a run of games where he's also been very poor, but he stays in the team. So looking at it from Llorente's side, you think, well, why is he signing a new deal? He clearly doesn't get the same rope as other players do. It's just all very, very weird to me. And we know as fans, just looking at it as fans, that centre-back is an area that we need to improve on. So that now leaves it as Llorente is here long-term. Struijk is here long-term. Is Robin Koch the odd man out when Robin Koch is a better defender? That would be very surprising for me if he's the one left out. Because if we are to get a new centre-back in the club, one of these guys has to go. We've still got Leo Yelder on the books. We've still got Charlie Creswell on the books, but I expect Charlie Creswell to go back out on loan next season. It just makes you think, what are we actually doing here? Because we do need upgrades at centre-back. I mean, it's plain to see. I do want to see Pascal Struijk and Robin Koch as our first choice pairing, and maybe we'll see that if we get a left-back in January, but there's no guarantees with this club. There's no guarantees that that's going to happen. Llorente as well, going back to him. Like I say, He's definitely one of the most progressive on the ball, but it's the defensive side that's been letting him down. And that's a pretty big part, especially in a team like ours where our defense isn't the best. You know, we can't carry passengers at the back. We need everyone to be defensively solid. And he hasn't shown that, especially I would say in the last 18 months. And this is from me. I was a big Llorente fan. I really, really thought he was going to be an answer to the problem at the back. But you know, it's that old thing that people always say. There's always a comparison, isn't there? Who would you rather have at the back, Liam Cooper or Llorente? And it's like I say, go and watch the film. Would you rather? It's like that. It's like that. I would rather have a brand new defender. And I was one of those that said, if you can get any money for Llorente in the summer, let's do it. Let's do it and get somebody new in. But we're not doing that. So it just makes you think, what is this? What is the plan now going forward? Is Llorente now going to be a starter for us again? Is he going to come back into the starting lineup in light of this new contract? Because now I think Robin Koch's contract is up in 2024. If I've got that right. If I've got that wrong, just correct me in the comments. But I think his is up around 2024. It just makes you think now that maybe we're not going to look at centre backs. I just don't see where there's room for one now. I just don't know. This news literally came out of the blue for me, and it's just a puzzling thing because we was in the position of strength in this one. This isn't like a player that we needed to tie down. His contract was up in 2024. He'd have been 31. He hasn't had a good time lately. Let's see how you do next season if you're gonna get a new contract at Leeds United. Let's see how you get on. Yes, it leaves a risk that if he overperforms on the off chance he overperforms, that other clubs look at him and maybe take him for free. But he'd be 31 anyway. He'd be 31 anyway. And I know centre backs, you know, can age like fine wine. You know, we see that. There's many examples of that. But he was not in a position to say, you know what, I want a new contract, extend me, otherwise I'm leaving. He was never in that position. He hasn't been playing. That's the other confusing thing for me. The timing, the contract expiry of his previous deal was perfect. I just don't know. And that is my honest thought on it. I just don't know why they've done it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe it just means that they just don't want to look at a new centre back. Maybe that's it. Because if you got Pascal on the books, you got Robin Koch, you've got Diego Llorente, and they're certainly not going to get rid of Liam Cooper. That's just not going to happen. There was more Liam Cooper prop on the machine yesterday. So it looks like we're not in for any new centre backs, people. That's what it looks like to me. How does it look to you? I'm very interested to hear from you guys about what you feel about this Llorente news, because I thought it was a prank when I first saw it. I saw somebody like quote tweet and I thought, all right, who's made this up? Has somebody bought themselves a blue tick and they've made it up? But no, it's real. So we are now, you know, we've now got Llorente now to 2026. Merry Christmas. And I saw some people say that it's going to ruin their Christmas, man. Some of the comments actually were really brutal. Some of them were really, really brutal. And I do get it. You know, I always say that if you've got nothing positive to say, don't say it. But if you're not being abusive and you just disagree with the decision and you put it in a way that is palatable, I'm all for that, because you can't just go along and say, oh, this is good news, well done, if you don't really believe it. I believe you should voice it, because that's how they know. They read the comments. That's why I always, whenever there's like ailing prop or foreshore prop and people are like, oh yeah, give these guys contract for life. I'm like, no, don't say that. Don't give them any ideas. But yeah, the comments both on IG and Twitter were, they were bad. They were bad overall. So, but listen, give me your thoughts on this Llorente news. Very interested to hear. I hope it hasn't ruined some of your Christmases, and I hope you have a good one still. And yeah, listen, we'll be back after Christmas, and hopefully it will be for the Man City game. Oh, by the way, the Man City game, somebody dropped a score prediction on my last video. If you haven't seen the last video, which is the preview, please check that out. And as they dropped the score prediction, KDB to Haaland happened versus Liverpool. I thought, oh my days. we might be in for a long evening, people. But listen, thanks for watching, and yeah, like I say, give me your thoughts on Llorente, and I will see you after Christmas. Have a good one, people. Peace out.